So, ladies and gentlemen, I am sorry that I got it late this week. Grady Franks has to go to church today, so he will not be here. I'm sorry if he's not being here a lot. We'll get it one of these times, just late. But we're going to be doing the picks today, like usual. And I just want to say a shout out to my aunt, uncle, my other aunt, my cousin, niece, nephew, my other cousin, my uncle Robbie, my aunt JoJo, my papa and grandma for having a great Thanksgiving this week. And my mom and dad, and my other grandpa, and that whole other side of the family, my grandpa, papa, my niece, and not my niece, my cousin, my other cousin after that, and my aunt and uncle on that side for having a great Thanksgiving, and I hope you guys did too. But let's get to it on this right now. The Browns versus the Steelers. This game is going to be a really close battle. If the Browns win this game, they have a good shot to make the playoffs because their schedule after this is pretty good. If the Steelers win, they will most likely make the playoffs unless of a real big turnaround about the Colts. But today I'm going to be optimistic. I'm going with the Pittsburgh Steelers. It's like, I don't know, this is so tough. Probably the best game of the week. And we're not doing America's Game of the Week without Grady Franks. This was the closest game. But I'm going to be going with the Cleveland Browns in Baker Mayfield, Nick Chubb. All those playmakers on offense will just be that much enough to beat the Steelers and Doug Hodges. But the Jets and the Bengals, I'm not even joking, they might have the easiest schedule in NFL history over the past 5 weeks. They've had the Redskins, the Dolphins, the Giants, and now the Bengals. So I'm going to be going with the Jets here. The Bengals are at home. Actually, now that I really think about this, I'm going to be going with the Bengals here. This is my first time ever picking with the Bengals. They're at home, and the Jets are not too good. And to be honest, even though you're like, oh, they beat the Redskins, I think they're not good. And you probably wonder, oh, the Bengals suck. Well, they always beat the Raiders, and it wasn't because of Ryan Finley making that interception. Or they almost beat the Steelers until Doug Hodges came in. Titans versus Colts. This one is so important for our Brownie Nation. I'm rocking the Myles Garrett jersey. Sorry. Rocking the Myles Garrett jersey. Probably can't see it from here. But this would really help the Browns because if the Titans lose this game, they'll fall to 6-6. And if the Browns win this game, they'll be on an even record. But the Titans will still beat them out because they beat them the first week. But then something happened. But I want the Colts to win this game. And I think, since they're at home, thank God, the Colts will get the job done at their home stadium. Eagles versus Dolphins. One of my good friends likes the Eagles. And the Dolphins really suck. I mean, honestly, they're not too good. If they just didn't make poor mistakes, and they're taking the season. But Ryan Fitzpatrick last week had a pretty good game versus the Brownies. So I'm going to be going with the Eagles, though. If they lose this game, I think the Eagles are out of the NFC race because, in my opinion, Jason Garrett will stay. He will win the division, and he will get knocked out in the first round of the playoffs of the division series by the New Orleans Saints. That's my just opinion. Packers versus Giants. Packers here. I mean, they had an embarrassing loss versus the 49ers last week, but still, the Packers versus the Giants, it's just an uneven match. Redskins versus Panthers. Panthers and Christian McCaffrey will roll through this game. Christian McCaffrey, in my opinion, is an MVP candidate, and just like last week, we will be going down the MVP candidates all the time. But this game, Darius Geis is going to have to play a big factor in this game. Dwayne Haskins had an excellent game last week in the win over the Lions. But still, the Panthers at home, they might be in jeopardy with their playoffs too. There's some big games over here, including the Eagles, maybe even the Packers. If they lose a couple of games, the Vikings can leapfrog into that number one, and they can be the second wild card playing at Seattle, which is pretty hard to do. Bucks at Jags. Here, this one's a really close contest. I mean, really, it's two mediocre teams, like basically so mediocre teams. The Jaguars are about to be a playoff contender until they lost Minshew. I mean, I think this is one of the most stupidest moves I've ever seen in NFL this season. Because Gardner Minshew has been literally a sensation. About 15,000 people on average have come into your games. About 50 billion people are coming to your games if Gardner Minshew's in there. And Gardner Minshew, in my opinion, might be better than Nick Foles. I mean, Nick Foles is an MVP of the Super Bowl and a Super Bowl champion, and thought to be an MVP even though he only played about 8 games in the Eagles' Super Bowl run. But in my opinion, he's a little washed up. His stats aren't that good, and he has more interceptions than he has touchdowns, and it's only his second game of the year. So in my opinion, the Jaguars should just keep rolling with Minshew until the end of the season and see how things turn out, because in my opinion, Minshew should be the starter. Now I'm just saying that. But that's a little bit off topic here. I'm going to go with the Bucks. Jameis Winston might be the most flip-flop guy I've ever seen. He averages about 400 passing yards a game, and he averages about 5 touchdowns a game. Then he averages about 3 interceptions a game. It's like video game type numbers on all Madden. That's basically what it's like. And they lose a lot of games. This one, I'm circling this game, number 8. I gotta circle it. One of the best games of this whole year. Like the Chiefs Rams game last year, but at 1 o'clock. The 49ers and Ravens, this one's going to be a really close one. In my opinion, the Ravens are the best team in football right now, but according to power rankings, the New England Patriots are, which I think that's ripped off because the Ravens beat the Patriots. 49ers are looking really good, that front line, but I think people have been talking about it all week. Is it going to be the 49ers front line, or is it going to be the Ravens, Lamar Jackson, who gets the job done? I don't know, but in my opinion, it will be Lamar Jackson and the Ravens who get the win. We're going to be going to the 4:05 to 4:25 p.m. games. Chargers versus Broncos. I'm going to go with the Broncos here. I'm going to speed this up a little bit. Broncos, because they're at home and their defense has been amazing this year. Not elite, but probably in the mid-category of good. Raiders versus Chiefs, another really good one this week. But I'm going to be going with the Chiefs here. The Raiders, if they lose this game, there's another AFC team. There's an AFC team this time in jeopardy of missing the playoffs, because the Raiders, if they lose this game like they did versus the Jets, that would be really bad. But I'm going to go with the Chiefs here. I'm going to go with the Chiefs. Patrick Mahomes is just too good. Chiefs run defense. Josh Jacobs, if you have him in fantasy, you are looking good, my friend. Patriots versus Texans. I'm going to be going with the Patriots here. Even though they're on the road, and the Texans team has one of the best fan bases of the whole NFL, Tom Brady and Bill Belichick. It's all you need to have a 10-win season, in my opinion. If they had another one, a good wide receiver, they could be a Super Bowl winner every year. Probably going to win it this year. But I'm going to be going with the Patriots this year in the last game before we get into the MVP candidates. Vikings at Seahawks. I'm going to be going with the upset here. The Minnesota Vikings and Kirk Cousins will get it done on the road versus Russell Wilson, Chris Carson, Tyler Lockett, DK Metcalf, Bobby Wagner. Just some names to throw out there. Shaquille Griffin, Jadeveon Clowney. But this Seahawks team is stacked with superstars. Not really so much DK Metcalf and Lockett or Chris Carson, but Wilson, Wagner, and Clowney. Superstars right there in the making. But the Vikings have a good wide receiver core with Thielen and Diggs. Thielen's back this week, I hope, and Stephon Diggs is ready to go. And Kyle Rudolph had a 2-touchdown game 2 weeks ago versus the Dallas Cowboys, so don't shy away from that. But I'm going to be going with the Vikings here in an upset game. Let's get into the MVP candidates. There's some changing around this week. Real changing around. The number one MVP candidate that I think will win it is Lamar Jackson. Mark Eager, please don't fight me. I said Lamar Jackson's going to win it, so don't fight me. Number 2 is Russell Wilson. He is still an MVP candidate in my opinion. Probably one of the best at midseason, but Lamar Jackson just catching everyone. Their eyes are open now for Lamar. Number 3, right now, right here. This one's a pretty close one. This race has been really good. But right here, I'm going to be going with Christian McCaffrey. Yes, there's a running back in this one. There might be another one. Because Christian McCaffrey is one of the best in the whole league as a real NFL player. He can catch the ball. He can even pass the ball. And he can throw the ball. And he can kick the ball. And he can fill the water. And he can run the ball. That's a good team, 800 team. So he's going to be the number 3 MVP candidate. And he might be able to sneak into that number 2 if the Panthers were really good this year, but they're not really. Number 4, Patrick Mahomes. This one was between Aaron Rodgers and Patrick Mahomes. But even though Patrick Mahomes is hurt this year, he's still exciting. But Lamar Jackson captured Son of a Storm last year. Everyone thought Baker Mayfield was the new Patrick Mahomes of last season, but he hasn't shaped out to be. But he's cut down on the interceptions, which is good. But Patrick Mahomes has really lost his eye like on him. Everyone's on Lamar Jackson, but I still think he has a good shot of winning MVP. Number 5. This one is so close for number 5 in my opinion. Dalvin Cook and Aaron Rodgers. Aaron Rodgers will win it, but number 5 spot, Aaron Rodgers will get the job done here because of that 9 touchdown streak in 2 games. If this Packers can make the playoffs and win the NFC North Division, maybe he creeps into that number 4 spot and takes over Patrick Mahomes. But for right now, those are my standings. And some honorable mentions to throw in there: Dalvin Cook, Jacoby Brissett, Jimmy Garoppolo, maybe even another running back, Ezekiel Elliott could maybe sneak in there. But that's about it for this video. Oh, and Michael Thomas. Everyone has to keep his eye open for Michael Thomas. I don't think a wide receiver has ever won it. Ever won it, but it's been a long time since that. But that's going to be the end of this video. Sorry Greater Thanks couldn't come. Shout out to all my family that I mentioned. Shout out to everyone in the world, and have a happy Thanksgiving. Have a happy Thanksgiving last week. On Thursday. Hope you guys did. See you guys next time. Go Brownies. Go NFL. Go Roger.